Hey everyone, Dash Attack here, and today I've got a breaking story that ties in with a bunch of things I wanted to talk about but didn't really have time to put into a video. But conveniently, it's all about Nintendo and the eShop, so this all can fit into one story. But with the breaking news, courtesy of York Torch Games, um, he's the one who let me know about this. I saw his feed talking about this. I knew this game was coming to Switch. I knew this game had politically edgy themes and that leaned to the right. But I was surprised it was going to get on Nintendo's platform. But apparently, the version they were going to put on the eShop was toned down politically to be like less politically charged, and they pulled the plug last minute. So we're going to read the Steam post from the developer explaining the situation. Our port of The Great Rebellion for Nintendo Switch console was scheduled for release on November 1st. Then suddenly, Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Europe pulled The Great Rebellion Edition 2084 from their eShop one day before the planned release. We spent money on dev kits for months, and we worked on bringing The Great Rebellion to Nintendo Switch. We knew the PC version's political themes wouldn't work on Nintendo's platform, so we created Edition 2084, a toned-down version focused purely on the cyberpunk dystopia and technocratic rule aspect without the overall political and social references. We passed Nintendo's lot check well over a month ago. You got approved, store page went live, people wishlisted. Nintendo sent this message upon reviewing The Great Rebellion Edition 2084. Nintendo has determined that it contains content that could be damaging to Nintendo's reputation or brand one day before release, after months of the work and a significant amount of money for us invested. That's so shit. Strangely enough, the game is still live and purchasable on the Japanese Nintendo eShop. Same game, different region. Still available. Oh, just destroy the Western branch entirely at this point. Like, they're ruining everything. This is a significant financial blow to our studio. We invested resources that seem to be burned away now. We're a small team and we're counting on this release. Some members of our team have newborns. I will, in fact, become a father again in about a week, and this has put us all in a very difficult position. Terrible. But we're not giving up. Thanks you to everyone who brought The Great Rebellion to Steam. Your support and enjoyment of the game is what kept us going, and it's what will help us survive this setback. We have other games in development. Series S8 with a demo can be played right now, wishlisted here on Steam. Our upcoming old school dungeon crawler, Deverhold, Bioscension, and of course a direct sequel to The Great Rebellion, Hyper Rebellion. This will be sharing more about next year. We're going to keep making games. If you want to support us during this difficult time, the best way is to share our story and help spread the word about what happened. You can also support us on our Patreon here for exclusive updates on development of our games. Wow, this is worse than I thought. It just makes me more mad at Nintendo. But here is what is allowed on Nintendo eShop. There is a company called Red Fable Games that releases Gooner AI games that are very overly priced. They interchange the word boys and girls depending on, like, I guess, sexual preference, and then they release these games. They're completely AI. We can look up Red Fable games. I had a list of all the Red Fable games on Switch. And they only release on Switch mostly. Some of them are on PC, but yeah. See, Planet Romance Girls, Planet Romance Boys. And it's just basically the same exact game, except they interchange the boys and the girls depending on your sexual preferences. Greek gods, Greek goddesses, Skylove Girls, Skylove Boys. They basically just released the same exact game ad nauseum. Oh, and this you guys are going to get a real kick out of. I'll say so. They it's bootleg One Piece, Pirate Anime Quest, One Boy's Journey, a piece of Island Love. So yeah, they put One Piece in the title. Date with a serial killer, date with a psycho killer girl. It's all the exact same game. They're allowed to release all this AI generated visual novels with sexual themes in it. Yet, not Corpse Party. We're gonna talk about Corpse Party in a bit. But that's the other game Nintendo recently forbid from launching in the West, but they allowed in Japan. So yeah, the Corpse Party collection was going to be released in the West. It was coming this September. It already released in Japan with with an English translation in the Japanese version, but they canceled the English release. Probably because it has school kids in horrific situations. That's not sexual. That's like it's purely horror. Like, it's a horror game about school. Corpse Party fans, we know how much you were anticipating the release of Corpse Party Teratology Pack, though we previously released entries in the Corpse Party series on console platforms and digital storefronts in the West. We're informed that the contents of several games in the Teratology Pack did not comply with current platform guidelines. As a result, we are unable to release these games as intended and have subsequently canceled the physical release of Corpse Party Teratology Pack, as well as digital offerings of previously unreleased Corpse Party games featured in the Teratology Pack. We apologize for any confusion and disappointments this may have caused. We remain committed to working with our partners at Mages to bring Corpse Party 2 Darkness Distortion to the West, and we'll share more details on its release when we can. Thank you for your understanding and continued support of Exceed Games and Corpse Party franchise. So this was my response. F Nintendo, and I just bought like almost the entire Corpse Party series right on Steam. Okay, so I think we can all agree that the Great Rebellion was, and keep in mind, it was a censored version of the Great Rebellion. That censored version was cut for political reasons, because even though they censored the game, like, people, like, they know what the original message of the game was. Yet games like Disco Elysium, from what I hear, push like left idea politics. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Corpse Party gets shut down because of, like, ambiguity in age. We can only assume it's just because of some art that the entire collection was denied in North America and Europe. But for Great Rebellion, it was clearly politics. Yet political games are allowed on a Nintendo platform. I've said that people have told me that how political Disco Elysium is. I know like very few things about it. I'd have to actually play the game. It's an isometric RPG, but from what I understand, it is a political game. I'm a Nintendo fan. I want to support Nintendo. I like their games. I just got the new Kirby Air Ride. Tried it one match of City Trial. It's pretty cool so far. Reminds me of Smash Brothers. But shit like this, man, what the fuck is happening to Nintendo? This year has been the worst year for Nintendo as far as their reputation, which is disintegrating. More and more people are turning against Nintendo. And I'm wondering just how far they're going to have to push me before they completely lose me as a customer. Because the shit they are doing, the shit they are pulling, if there's not enough incentive for me to continue supporting Nintendo, then I don't know. I mean, for now, I just got to make videos when shit like this happens and let people know. I am. It's the Western branch. It is the Western branch doing this. They need to pull a Square Enix and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm Dash Attack. I'll see you all next time.